Sometimes all you want to see in the middle of summer is snow and epic mountain views with snow caps. Does it sound familiar? Then head to the supervolcano known as Mount Rainier. At over 14,000 feet, this giant creates its own weather and hides glaciers even when the rest of Washington state is basking in the sun. With just 2 days to explore, we trekked through alpine meadows, crossed snowy trails, chased stunning waterfalls, and got up close with this incredible force of nature. Here is how you can do it too. So quick heads up, if you are planning to visit Mount Rainier National Park in summer, you might need a timed entry reservation for Paradise and Sunrise areas. Did we have one? Nope. Did we still have an epic time? Oh yes. We started with a gondola ride that gave us insane views of the mountain, wrapped in the clouds like a sleepy giant. And I mean that literally. The local Native American name for Mount Rainier is Tacoma or Tahoma, which means the Mother of Waters. According to some legends, she's a sleeping goddess, and when she wakes up, well, let's just say don't be standing too close. Mount Rainier is a stratovolcano, which is just a fancy way of saying layered and dangerous. It's built from piles of past eruptions: lava, ash, rocks, lava again, like a deadly volcano lasagna. And unlike chill volcanoes in Hawaii, which have slow lava flows, stratovolcanoes are the drama queens of the volcano world. When they blow, they really blow. So yeah, every snowball fight up there is basically a gamble with a supervolcano. While our kid was throwing snowballs like his life depended on it, I flew the drone and tried not to think about eruptions. There is a mountaintop restaurant here where you can sip hot tea with views that feel fake. I sat there, soaking it all in. The kind of silence that makes you feel like you belong to this mountain. Then a chipmunk appeared out of nowhere and reminded me, this is his mountain, not mine. As much as I wanted to stay up there forever, sipping tea and pretending I live in the mountaintop, we had way too much to explore for just 2 days. So we headed back down, jumped in a car, and found ourselves on this twisty mountain road, the kind that makes your stomach do little flips. There were narrow tunnels, towering cliffs that looked like they belong in a fantasy movie, waterfalls spilling out of nowhere, and thick, deep green forests that felt like they'd been there forever. Honestly, at some turns, I was gripping the seat, thinking, well, this might be it. This is how we fall off a cliff for a good view. And imagining the headlines in newspapers. But wow, every curve of that road felt like stepping into another postcard. And the hardest part, you want to stop at every single turn. There's always something breathtaking to see, and even just breathe that fresh air that you can't find in the city. You stop just for one quick photo, and suddenly you are 30 minutes deep into your accidental photoshoot in the wild. Then snow again, out of nowhere. We could not help ourselves, laughing, jumping, acting like total kids, and for a moment It did not matter what season it said on the calendar. We were in our little winter wonderland. And just when we thought we had seen it all, boom! That lake. The mountain reflecting perfectly on the water. Like all of Instagram is gonna be jealous of it. You know, the type of view that makes you want to post it immediately, but also to hide it from the world because it was that awesome. But wait, who is having dinner here like a real Insta influencer? Look at this cute marmot. He was surrounded by children and adults acting like children, like his loyal followers. And he kept just enjoying his meal with the best view in the park, completely ignoring all of us. Like, no pictures please, I'm in a nature mode. His cuteness off the charts. His vibe unbothered, untouchable, unfazed. Honestly, he stole the show. It was the perfect grand finale to this already unforgettable day. After all that mountain magic, we made our way to Peckwood, a small sleepy town that feels like it belongs in a storybook, complete with deer casually strolling through yards like they own this place. We stayed in a little cabin, tucked between the trees, with a fireplace, wooden walls, and that fresh piney air coming in through the windows. And the best part? Our host left us a surprise: marshmallows and chocolate. Like they knew exactly what our souls needed. So we had the coziest, gooeyest dessert of the trip. After a long day of snow, cliffs, waterfalls, and Insta-famous marmots, there is nothing better than warming up by the fire and ending the night like that. The next morning, I stepped out to birds chirping in the trees, and the scent of pine stronger than coffee. The anticipation of new adventure was calling. We explored the edges of the park, since we did not have that fancy reservation. Stopped at a bridge, climbed down to a river, and just vibed with the forest. There is something about being surrounded by towering trees and glacial rivers that makes you whisper, even when no one is around. Some say that rivers carry secrets, whispers from the forest, lost thoughts, even the names of those who never made it back. It's beautiful, but there is something ancient in the way it moves. I tried to see if my camera could catch a secret, but all I got was cold feet and a bunch of goosebumps. Later, we hiked through snow, where tiny wildflowers were walking through, like nature was trying to defy the calendar. It was not far up in the mountain, but suddenly it felt like early spring, a total shift from the summer scene at that sunny river bridge we had just left about 40 minutes ago. Also slight chill. Some hikers believe that mountain forests are haunted. There have been reports of weird whispers, shadows darting through the trees, and the occasional phantom hiker, a figure seen at dusk that disappears when you get closer. Real or not? No idea, but I definitely looked over my shoulder more than once. We sat down in the middle of the snow and had sandwiches for lunch, then watermelon for dessert, which was weirdly refreshing and completely confusing for my seasonal brain. Snow and watermelon? My senses were having an identity crisis. By late afternoon, the gates to the main area opened up. Turns out, after 4 p.m., you can get in without a reservation. So we drove toward Paradise, took one of the side roads still open, and started the hike to the legendary Myrtle Falls. What we did not realize was how intense that short hike would be. It's just under a mile, but when the path is covered in ice and snow, it feels like double that. The air was freezing, the road slippery, the wind sharp, like late fall had skipped right to winter, and we were totally unprepared. No gloves, no boots, no traction, just a wild sense of optimism. We slipped, we stumbled, we powered through the cold, and about 40 minutes later, we finally made it. And there it was, Myrtle Falls, surrounded by snow and pines, with the mountain looming behind like something out of a painting. Well, we could not see the mountain behind it, actually, but this is how it looks during sunny days. This waterfall has a bit of a mystical reputation too. Some say on foggy days you can hear voices in the rushing water. Others believe it's a thin place where the veil between the walls is weaker. I just know it was gorgeous, freezing, and made me deeply regret not bringing gloves. As we drove back down from the mountain, we stopped one last time. Below the snow line, it was suddenly summer again. Wildflowers everywhere, a massive waterfall cutting through the distant cliffs, and golden sunlight washing over everything like some kind of a farewell blessing. I've never experienced all 4 seasons in a single day before. It felt like stepping into an old Slavic fairy tale I grew up with, the 12th month, where winter, spring, summer and fall all sit around the same fire. Or maybe it was a time-traveling machine. Either way, Mount Rainier gave me that unforgettable experience.